go into the forest.
Okay, here we go, guys. It's been a while. It's been like a month and some change. Yeah, there's the alert that we're live. It's been a month and some change since we've played last. So, who's going to do the recap? Steven?
Okay. So, last session we actually did quite a lot. We began the next part of our adventure seeking for the next component to complete the sword. The sword of
the Dawnbringer.
Dawnbringer. And we've been shown that a direction that we need to head to, which would take us through this forest that was haunted by the dead wife of the great general that fought the huge were they ogres or trolls?
They were ogres.
Ogres, yeah.
They were big ogres.
So so we went through that, and as a team we were able to not defeat per se, but brought peace to the wife who was a very dangerous and powerful
Banshee.
Banshee, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
And then we moved on past that, and we visited the graveside of the great general and Ulrich von Liechtenstein, and that is where we also found his sword that had a magical property of like first giving off an aura while the orcs were nearby, were coming. But then his spirit was actually still around, and he actually helped us and assisted us in getting through that area while giant orcs were coming to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
And finally we made through the area and came up on the town that we were heading towards.
Yeah, the town of Char.
Yeah, which was occupied by these blood people that use
Blood cultists?
Yeah,
blood worshippers.
cultists, yeah. And that brings us to the inn that we're in, which is in this town/city area, where this is where we left off. Oh, and Stephanie's character did an astral projection through this inn that we were in to try to find out if all the rooms were occupied and by whom, and then she ran back to tell us to prepare for a fight.
And that is where we left off.
Yep.
Okay. So, at the end, Stephanie ended up running through, and right as she got to a room, they turned and they saw her astral projection. And they went to reach for her. And then she disappeared. And then she said, prepare for a fight. Mm-hmm. So, you guys are in this hotel room in the town of Char, which is in the desert outside, from what you're aware of, the Temple of Marduk.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah. How are we proceeding?
Well, first of all, I'm preparing for the fight because I know that we're going to be fighting against at least 5 entities of some sort.
Yeah, well, I might as well conjure up some of my beasts as always.
Because these.
So you're anticipating. You don't know for sure that they're gonna come.
Yeah.
And as a reminder, it is still the same day as the day when we were running through the area occupied by the orcs. So any spell we slot.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have. You guys have expended a lot of spells already.
Yeah.
So remember that.
Luckily,
That's
we
true.
didn't do most of the fighting against the orcs. It was mostly the spirit of the general.
Yeah. it was-
Who did a lot of
It was
it. That
mostly
sword did a
Ulrich.
lot of work.
Well, so far they haven't chased after me. To look. I don't think they have started looking around to see who it was that they saw when I astral projected myself through the rooms.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I guess we can wait it out and see if we hear or
What
see anything.
What did you see? Are we in danger?
Well, they were these cloaked figures, and they.
Wait, the same cloak figures that we dealt with before?
I believe so.
Then we're fucked. How many are there?
5.
Excuse my language. What?
5.
Remember when you first rescued me, guys? And the fight, how
They're hooded
difficult it
figures.
was?
Do you remember what they look like? They had hoods, and on the inside of their cloak was red, like blood red. On the outside was black, and you can't even see inside. Now, is that the same figure that you saw when you rescued him?
No.
Now, weren't the ones that you guys rescued me from, weren't they more like a necromancer type looking people?
Yeah, I thought they were necromantic. Type.
Yeah, these hood. All I saw was hooded figures when I astral projected myself to this room, and I faded rather quickly because my astral projection.
You set off fireworks during the day.
What is that?
Jesus.
My astral projection faded.
Do you guys
just as
hear
I was
something outside?
Entering the room.
Oh,
Thean immediately goes, "What's that noise?"
yeah. Okay. What is that noise? I thought it was real life.
Okay.
Okay, do that again.
Well, when I astral projected myself, I was
Is
only
that
there for a
Knocking
split
on the
second.
door? Is our door even open or closed?
Your door is closed.
Okay.
You
Are
guys
they
are
walking down the hall?
you
Is
guys were
people
talking really
walking down
loud
the
and not
hall?
hearing stuff.
Okay.
It sounds like people walking.
Yeah, boots.
Down the hall.
walking.
I wonder if we should take a peek outside in the hall.
I don't know. Maybe they're leaving in general.
I'm just gonna open the door. I open the door. I approach the door. I have to pass you first.
You guys hear that before he gets to the door.
Was it,
Turn the doorknob.
How-
Is there a
how-
doorknob? Is doorknob? Yes.
Yeah.
I turn the doorknob and opens the door.
And you look out there and you see a couple people. What looks like they're going from door to door, opening doors.
Oh
You
shit!
can kinda see
They're
it.
looking.
And you see them.
Are they hooded? Are they cloaked?
Yep. That's what he sees.
Okay.
You can hear them. They're down here, kind of looking at these doors. So there's a door down here you can see. And
Question:
another door.
Do any of these rooms have a window?
Yes, your door has your window. Your place has a window.
Okay. I carefully return back to the room, close the door behind me.
Your window is right here.
how many figures were out there?
There were at least a couple that I could see, and look like they're looking for someone, probably her. They're checking all the rooms. I'm gonna go towards the window. Check to see if the window is clear, if the outside is clear from the window.
Okay, I'll check.
Which tune are you? Oh,
I'm not painted yet.
okay.
Yeah, I'll check out the window.
Okay.
This room is so crowded.
It is.
Why the hell did we all come inside?
Well, it it's convenient to talk to each other.
That's the.
Okay.
Who's this? Who's this Hampton fellow?
That's Fluter Flan.
Fluter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which one are you? You're
Uh,
right there.
Painted,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not colored yet.
you're right by the window, right? I'm
Yeah,
gonna try
I'm
to
in shadow.
go out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the window, make sure see if the coast is clear.
Okay. When you look out the window, it's dark outside. It is darker than normal, which means it's legitimately nighttime,
Uh-huh.
and it is clear out the window. You can't see anything down there. There is off in the distance, or over here in this area, you can see that there's another building, and over here you can see there's another building.
I'm looking for auras. Do I see any aura shapes?
You
of any
don't.
type?
You
No?
can't see any auras out there.
Okay. I think.
Well, I
it's,
think we should just hop out of here.
Yeah.
And that way, and
Like
Make-
go out the window and
Yeah.
Is the window unlocked? Can it be open?
It can be slid open.
Okay, I'm gonna slide a window open
Okay.
as quietly as I possibly can.
Okay.
yeah. Well, let's hop out. Let's get out of here. Let's find a place where we can actually rest without danger.
Oh, the thing is, we don't know this town very well, so but seems like the only place that was open for business.
Yeah, if you recall,
When we first came in, like all the places closed down and whatnot. People were closing their doors and windows and all that. I just want to make sure we have a clear path of exit if we need to get out in a hurry.
yeah, I think the window would be the best bet. So I suggest that
Wouldn't it be a interesting idea to leave out the window, close the window, and then go into a different room? Through
well
a
they're
window?
they're looking through all the rooms anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But after they've looked through our room, why would they go back to one of their older rooms?
Remember what we're here for. We have to talk to somebody, right? We know that the peace was held by the fire worship, the blood worshiper, the peace that we need, right? So if we don't talk to one of them, we don't know where it is. I think we should try to capture one.
Okay. So there's 3 of them walking up and down the halls, searching rooms.
Is that as all the ones that you saw when you're
Well, I saw
shot?
I saw
astral
5
projection?
total in the room that's 2 doors down from us.
5 hooded figures?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I only saw 2 or 3 in the hallway.
The other 2 might still be in the room.
Can you recall if all the rooms have windows?
No, because it happened too quick. I was only in there a split second.
Okay.
You guys can still hear them out in the halls. That's what these noises are, by the way. You're hearing something out in the halls.
Maybe we should just go talk to them?
If you're that brave.
Well, the line between
I ain't
bravery
going out
and
there because they'll
stupidity
recognize-
could be kind
They'll
of
recognize me because they reached and grabbed for me until, just before my
so
astral projection.
they saw you.
They
They can
disappeared.
see into the astral plane. That by itself is amazing. Were they meditating by any chance?
I don't know. They were.
They were just standing around in a group talking,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden they all stopped and turned and looked at you. And you were moving through the room so fast that because you were walking through the room, then looking, and then walked through, and then looking, and they saw you, and they all stopped and turned and looked and grabbed. That's what you saw, and the second they grabbed, you faded back.
So they can see into the astral world. Which
I believe so. It looks like it. They saw me.
But can I change my pet's name?
No. Why?
It's my pet. I can
I
call
guess
it
you
whatever
can call
I
it
want,
whatever
right?
you want, I suppose. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna change the pet's name to Kieran.
Kira?
Kieran.
Oh, Kieran.
Why?
Kieran, like the beer Kieran.
Oh,
Because I don't remember what it was before.
no.
It was just Saber.
It was Saber.
Saber,
yeah,
yes.
Saber. Yeah. No, because Saber is a cat, and this animal is not a kitty, it's a wolfie. So it's kind of weird to call a wolf a saber. Right?
Saber. Well, they're saber wolves.
Is there? What's a saber wolf?
All of a sudden, you guys hear on the outside of your door,
There is? What is a saber wolf?
and you can hear somebody's fiddling with the knob.
I'm going to open the door.
You're gonna
Oh,
open the
God.
door.
Yes.
Are you really?
Yes.
Okay, you open the door, and standing in front of you is our three men.
Oh shit.
Can I help you, sir?
One of them reaches in and grabs you. The one that was right out front reaches in and grabs you.
Okay, I try to dodge.
Roll a d20. Let's see how well you dodge.
Oh my god! I rolled 3. Even with
You
my-
did not dodge.
Okay.
You did not dodge. They grab you clearly.
Okay.
The other one
Is he
grabs another.
strong?
Oh yeah, he's a big guy. It's a
Okay.
big dude. The other one, another one next to you, grabs a hold of your legs, and they pull you, and they slam the door shut behind. So now you are in their.
See a decoy.
Yeah. Now you are in their
Finally,
possession.
something's happening.
Okay.
I was getting bored that nothing was happening. So
Okay, you are now in their possession.
I'm gonna call for Kieran. Help me, Kieran.
Okay, Kieran. Kieran can't phase, so he's got to open the door. Someone's got to get the door open for him.
Kieran can't phase. Kieran is
Well,
an astral.
I guess he can.
He could go in and out.
So are
of
you
the
having
astral
him
plane.
phase, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, he's...
I assume he would try whichever way he can to get to me.
Okay, so Kieran phases, and he appears kind of to the side of these guys. Which one are we using for your pet?
That wood
The woodland being,
woodland being.
little like tiki creature. We'll have to get like a big wolf character for you.
Like a wolf? I don't remember.
I mean, it is this. It's right here.
I have a creature.
Oh, you already have
it's a
it?
creature.
Oh, that's
the,
it.
It's the right size, so that's all that matters.
But it's always
not the
nice to
right
have the
creature.
other.
Okay, so
ones
he appears
for me as well.
right to the side of one of them,
Okay.
and to help you, he starts to attack one of the guys.
Well,
Okay. How am I help? But just
One of
you gotta
them's
let me-
got you like this. So they're holding you kind of like one of them has you like this. The other one's got your feet. So they're kind of holding you sideways a little bit.
He's holding me by the chest.
Yes,
Okay. Are my arms bound?
your arms are bound.
Okay. My arms are bound. My arms are bound. I can still clap though, right?
Not really.
Like
They're
this?
holding you tight. They're holding you pretty tight. Not much. Maybe like this a little bit.
Huh?
That's not much clapping though.
Okay. Well then, I'm going. Can I try to cast poison poison spray? I can do poison spray. Right?
You're probably going to damage yourself in the process too.
Well, someone is holding my feet, right? I'm just gonna try to aim for the person holding my feet,
Okay.
so I can.
I
aim
imagine you're going to hit yourself as well, but we can do this.
We can do
Go
this.
ahead and roll. Let's
Okay.
see if you're successful.
Okay, first is 10 feet. So 17 plus 5. It's a 22.
Okay, so you do spray a poison spray.
Okay. It's
And-
2d12. By so low.
Jesus. Okay, so you do spray,
Uh-huh.
and it does hit you.
Okay.
It hits your feet.
Okay.
You take 3 points of damage.
Does it hit that guy too?
It does hit that guy too, but barely hits him. So he'll take some damage,
Okay.
just a little bit, not much. He kind of gets annoyed at more than anything. You feel him grip tighter, and then you feel the guy that's up top kind of maneuvers you a little bit more and squeezes you tighter. Now you can't even really clap your hands anymore.
Well,
Now
we gotta go get him.
The third guy, because there's 3 of them, is Dylan with Saber or whatever.
Kieran.
Kieran. And he lands a blow against Kieran, just barely hitting him.
Okay.
Okay, Kieran attacks him and misses.
Come on, Kieran, you can do better.
And you feel them. They start to drag you. You see one of them goes up to the door. The one that's fighting with Kieran maneuvers over to the door, and he starts to cast something at the door, and the other 2 start to take you and pull you down the hall. And Kieran's kind of still messing with him, but then he starts to move towards you. This one goes to the door and starts to do something at the door. You guys can hear something happening at the door. You can hear somebody muttering something under their breath, and you see the doorknob start to glow red, and it starts to melt a little bit.
Okay. At this point, I want to roleplay the part and let you know what's happening. Since I've just gained a level, there's some physical changes.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So, as a sorcerer, at this level junction, I get to choose between wild magic or draconic magic.
Oh, you didn't select before. You're selecting
No.
now.
So now it's draconic. So my skins are becoming appearing like some transformation, as if like a little bit of dragon scale looking.
Okay, they
thing
They
going on.
continue to carry you.
Okay, and and this is when I gain my new spell that I'm gonna cast as well. I'm gonna cast fly.
Fly?
Fly. Yes.
Okay, if you can cast it.
Yeah.
Your hands are not free, and they've squozen you tighter.
No, so I can spend the whatchamacallit.
Oh, did we already spend that though?
No. I can spend I have like 5 points in that to spend. I only have to spend 1. That allow me to cast without any condition or an item. Where is that thing? Sorcery. I'm spending a sorcery point.
Okay, you're spending a sorcery point.
Okay, so I can cast without incantation or whatnot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast fly, and basically my goal is to fly up with the 2 guys holding
on
me
to you.
to, so we will all hit the ceiling.
That's what I anticipate is going to happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah. So okay, and there's no fly is not a damage spell, so I don't cast to see if I hit anything or not.
Okay.
I just casted. And I'm just gonna, and I mean, you can choose. I guess you can have me roll which direction I
will.
I
have a plan.
Okay,
I'm
but that's what I'm doing. Just letting you know.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's melting the doorway, right?
Which basically is melting it so you can't open the door.
I don't care. I just want to break through the door then. He
Okay.
can melt that door all he wants. I'm going to break through it.
Okay.
I just want to bust through it.
Do you
Okay.
want me to roll 2d10s? So
These are
Well,
all
I can
Or
probably
or you
break
want me
through
to
that door
do a
because my
D12 to
Yeah.
determine the,
my strength is 19.
but the
Yeah, just
direction
punch it.
you want.
Hit him in the face through the
Roll a
door.
d20.
Okay.
Hit him in the face through the door. Break
19.
through it.
Okay. You're successful in everything.
Okay.
You begin. We'll get to where you guys are in just a second. Let me finish where he is with his.
We'll just both run into it.
You begin to hover up to the top and you hit the roof. You hit the ceiling. Bam! One of them lets go. The one who's holding your feet lets go. He falls to the ground.
Okay.
The one that's holding you here has got a firm grip.
Okay.
Really well.
He's going to
He's got a firm grip, so he's still holding on to you as you're floating to the top, and he's holding tight to you.
Okay. If you can do pictures,
You guys are floating and bouncing up
it'll be
against the
like
ceiling.
A
Boom,
missile
boom,
or
boom.
like a fire.
Yeah, bouncing
like-
against the ceiling.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This guy, your pet goes towards the one that's
Fell back down. Or whatever.
that's fell back down, and he begins to attack him. He begins to start towards your pet as well. You don't want your pet to die.
Mm-hmm.
FYI.
We gotta bust through this door.
Okay, so
There's no-
you guys are going to do what? You're floating in the air. You're gonna be bouncing around for a few seconds,
Well, I'm gonna tell.
and you can hear it out in the hall. You can hear boom, 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 and you can hear Saber screaming out there.
They took our new friend, so
I'm
we
fighting
need
for
to-
my life here.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to bust the door down because my strength is 19, so I could probably.
Okay,
just
roll
go
a d20.
boom. 6.
Okay.
That's 6 plus 4. That's 10.
Yeah, and with a strength of 19. I mean,
Okay, so you put your shoulder into it, and you bust the door. You bust through, but you don't bust the door down. You break through a couple slats, and you kind of stick in the door a little bit. So you pull her out.
Nah, push it through.
You're gonna push her through the door.
Yeah.
Roll to push her through. Let's see what happens here.
11. I don't know what that would go through.
You push her through. You break her through. Both of you stumble to the ground.
Hey, the doorway.
The door is open. You guys both stumble to the ground. Out here on the ground. Okay?
Hey, that worked.
You're both on the ground.
Better than pulling you out.
Okay? This guy turns around. And he begins to start to chant something in a foreign language. You can't hear what it is. He begins to say something in a different language.
Yukti and Fluter, get over here. We need some help, broskies.
You hear him chanting, and all of a sudden, roll a d20. Roll a d20.
12.
Goes 7.
A 7 and a 12. He is unsuccessful. Nothing happens.
Huh.
You see around you some sparkles of what looks like specks of blood start to appear around the area that you're at.
Yeah,
They
they're
start
the
to
blood
they start to populate around you, but then it fades. He didn't roll
It
very
dried
well.
up.
He didn't roll very well, but you see that start to appear in the area. You're bouncing on the ceiling up there, and then all of a sudden, I want you to roll a d20 again for me.
13.
Okay. The guy who's holding you
Mm-hmm.
ends up losing his grip, and he falls and he drops to the ground, and he hits the ground. Okay, you're still up there, kind of new with flying.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so you don't know how to control yourself very well.
Okay.
Okay, so you're still kind of bouncing around on the ceiling, and you finally get a little bit of a grip. Your feet, your legs, because you've taken some damage from your acid spray. Your pants have burnt off. You feel some pain in your legs, as like acid has been on your legs. It's
Okay.
poison acid.
Uh-huh.
Your shoes have kind of melted a little bit.
Okay.
You're up on the ceiling. What are you going to try and do?
I'm. How bad does Kieran look like? He's injured.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad.
He
He did get struck though. He did get struck, and you see he's just growling, and the cultist is kind of looks like he's got his hands ready to cast again on Kieran, and Kieran's just.
Okay. I'm like,
You're gonna try and stable yourself.
yeah. I'm
Like hold the ball.
Technically, I'm gonna say, Kieran, let's get out of here,
Okay,
and I'm gonna try to fly down this way.
so you're gonna try and maneuver. Do you guys watch Shazam when he's first trying to figure out how to fly, and he's
I've never seen
that's
it.
what you're doing.
Yes.
But
You're really
I know
bouncing
you-
off the walls, and this
Yeah.
guy gets up to his feet. You're probably bouncing off the walls here. Kieran has faded. You don't see Kieran anymore. He's faded because he's
Okay.
left. This guy comes over here to here. You guys have gotten to your feet, I
Yeah,
imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to your feet. And this guy behind begins to chant something again. Roll d20.
20.
6.
Ooh.
He begins to chant something. You feel the pores on your skin, like you know how when you start to get sweaty and you feel
Yeah.
that sweaty feeling, you feel that, and you immediately jump back, but you don't. You miss it. You feel it happening to you, and you kind of in a shock start to wonder what's happening, and you start to see your
Blood surfacing
starting
through
to
the
surface
pores.
through your pores as it's popping, and you're taking like a blood boiling. Your blood's feeling like it's boiling, and you take
That sounds really
painful. You take an incredible amount of pain, and you drop to your knees, and feel lightheaded, almost passing out. And you take 11 points of damage.
Yeah, that was a good roll.
You're lucky you dodged.
Yeah, I rolled a 20. Well, we need to do something about this guy. Or these two, because there's 2 of them now. And there could be more soon.
Yes, and there's 2 on you.
So,
Then at that same time, you guys see this door open and 2 people emerge from the door. Whoops.
as he went flying. through
And
the
he's
sky.
making his way down the hall this direction. You can see he's like almost like he's swimming, trying to like bouncing off the ceiling and moving around. You can see he's got away. He's escaping. Behind you is a door out, by the way, and you can see these two these guys are trying to make it down through this broken off door over here. You've almost gone out the door when you backed up. You're about right here. You've backed up and you're at the edge of the door where you're almost out the door.
Well, I'm gonna cast lightning arrow and then just jump out the door.
Remember, she is it. Oh no, she's fallen to her knees. She's
Almost unconscious.
unconscious. Yeah, almost to that point. And
those three
you can
can grab
see
her.
a pool of
Those
blood.
three.
You can see a pool of blood where she's like some of the blood has surfaced from her and it has caused her to bleed out of her
Master, help me.
her pores and stuff, and she's on the ground just laying, and there's starting to be a little bit of blood oozing. Remember, when you went into this room, there were corpses and blood all over the place.
Fluter, Thean, you grab low. I'm gonna shoot a lightning arrow onto them so that way it can scatter across them. We can get out this door.
Okay? This one and this one begin to head this direction towards you.
Okay.
This one turns and goes this direction. Fluter and Thean come over. Thean grabs you, and you can see his hands are starting to glow yellow. You can see he's trying to heal you. He's summoning a healing spell, trying to hold you together because you're bleeding. You're like dripping blood. There's blood all over your clothing. There's blood all over the ground. You feel weak, lightheaded. Have you ever given blood before, guys? And you get lightheaded a little bit?
Yeah.
When I go get my blood drawn every year, they draw blood to make sure your cholesterol's good and all that. You get a little lightheaded. They tell you that you cookie something to give you some. You're feeling that extremely.
Or when you're standing up too fast.
Yeah, have you ever gotten up too
Blood
fast
rush,
and you get lightheaded?
Definitely.
And
Where everything blacks out.
Yeah,
and
stuff
it's all like
sparkles.
sparkly.
Yes, that's what you're feeling right now. You see the 3 of them start to chant together in a group. They begin to chant as they're picking her up and moving her past you, out the door. And Elysium just barely steps to the edge here.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast.
And he stops at the edge and sees that you're casting your arrow. Go ahead and roll to cast.
16.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll for damage. This is an ice arrow?
Lightning arrow.
Lightning arrow, okay.
I mean, they're doing blood magic, which is 70% water based. So.
Okay.
That's 4d8s. I'll just roll 4 of them.
Yeah.
I'll just roll it 4 times. 8.
Nice.
3.
11,
8.
21.
No.
No, that's
19.
19, sorry.
And then 4.
23.
23.
Okay. So
That's a lot
it
of
shoots. How many does it spray? Just,
Um,
or is it just one?
whether you hit or miss, each creature within 10 feet of the target must take a dexterity saving throw. Each of these
Okay.
creatures take the.
Okay, so you fire your first arrow,
Oh.
and the one that cast the first spell and flat out missed. Remember, you could see the blood starting to sparkle. That one, you strike clear and pure. You hit him clear and pure. It lightning consumes him, and it starts to arc, and the other two jump backwards. It misses them completely. The one it starts to arc on, you see him. You see his extremities reach out from the from outside the blood cape, and you can actually make it out, and you can see he's a flesh. He's a human, and as he reaches out, you can his hood falls back, and you can see what he looks like. He looks like a man. He's a human, but you can see he's got deformities on him, like growths or tumorous growths, deformities on his bodies, like his arm has like this like giant bulges of deformities on him, and he lets out a blood curdling scream, and he falls to the ground. The lightning arcs and blood pools all over onto the ground, and then you see the blood rise up like into a mist from his corpse, and then it shoots out through past you guys really fast. It phases up like almost a misty cloud, shoots out past you guys out the door, and then it goes off into the desert like it's going somewhere.
Mara, the temple.
And you look down, and you're the only one able to see him, and then Legion is the only one able to see him. And you look down at his body, and it's a corpse now, a mummified corpse, completely drained of blood.
Whoa.
So I'm wondering if those were originally mummies that were brought to life.
Yeah, they could actually be creatures.
So this one, obviously is dead now. That was a kill strike, and you were able to clearly make out his face, and it very human. Okay.
Okay.
The other two that are standing there kind of get a look of like oh shit, and their hoods have fallen back, and you get a look at both of them. Only you were able to, and the Legion's able to. You guys don't know this, and the face is identical
The same face.
on all three of them.
Okay.
And they put the lightning kind of blew their hoods off, and the jump kind of made their hood fall back.
A blood clone?
So they pull their hoods back off, and you see them run back into this room. These two turn around after that sound of all that, and you're probably about here about now.
60 feet per turn, per 6 seconds. 10 feet.
But
per
you
second.
struggle. You are struggling.
Okay.
Remember, you are not proficient at this yet.
Okay.
Okay? And they both start to make their way towards the door as well. Allegium stops, and he comes over to take a look at the corpse. And by the time Allegium bends down and looks at the corpse and begins to look at it, these two get in this room, and the door shuts behind them.
Like they're afraid. Like they're afraid of.
These, FYI, are not the same looking guys that you fought when you saved him. They're smaller. The guys you fought that were after him were like 8 feet tall. They were huge guys. These guys are shorter. They're more human.
Yeah, because
But they've got. But as you could see, one of them had massive deformities, growths on his arm and stuff, and it's shriveled up into him now.
Because he's mummified.
Yeah, he's been drained of all his blood. His blood basically looks like.
But the blood flew away.
But the blood flew away.
So this
Towards,
is
I bet, the temple.
this is, and since their faces are all the same, it's like these are created minions.
That's my guess.
I'm
I
gonna
feel
try
like-
to fly as far away as
You're still by yourself flying this way?
Yeah. Well, nobody's told me that.
Are
the
you
flight's
having-
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
heard the noise and you could hear the shock of the... Because when the lightning struck, it blew. Those guys jumped back in the jump. And the electron... You know, when lightning strike, it's a shock wave, right? And that's what blew their head. So you heard that. And it rumbled the hall.
I mean,
You're
if
you're
in
barely
my case,
conscious.
are you going to stop and turn around and see what's going on? No.
You're still
I'm out.
swinging out of here. Getting out of here.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
So, do you stand there? Allegium is now bent over looking at the corpse, examining the corpse. You guys, they have taken you out the door and kind of there, you could, Theon has kind of, they've set you on the ground and Theon is kind of healing you. You're slowly getting health back and he's trying to keep you under control from not bleeding to death, healing your wounds, basically. Do you back out the door, or do you kind of go, well, Legion, what do we do? Kind of scenario? What do you?
I kind of wanted to see if Fluter would check the windows on their door.
Fluter
on their side,
is-
see if they would.
Fluter and Theon are tending to Stephanie's character, Glow.
Well,
You can walk out and suggest it if you'd like to him.
I mean, yeah, that was Allegium. What are you seeing out of this? Because this looks like, I mean, I know the Temple of Marduk. Oh yeah, Marduk, right? Or Marduk. Marduk is
This-
blood is like a blood sacrificial type place,
This
right?
bolts-
So
This bold's familiar to some of the workings of what my brother has done in the past. This is his
What,
past
blood
work.
magic?
It's where he starts, where he started to work into. Some of his disciples, some of his people worked into this. I'm concerned. Where did that blood go? I'd like to know if that headed towards the temple.
So is this more created, or is this an actual body that was siphoned from someone else's blood, you think?
This looks like a creation.
Okay.
If my brother has perfected it, it looks like this one, it looks like they're still weak shells, because I can see the body looks like it's deformed. It's got growths and stuff on it. It's not
Yeah.
perfected, but it
Looked
looks
like
like
it was
somebody is
boiling, right?
trying to perfect some sort of process, and if they perfect it, I'm scared to death what type of an army they can create.
Yeah, so they're
Oh,
Defective.
dude, that's why they want me. Because I was created. I'm not there. You didn't hear anything.
And you're more perfected.
I'm still trying to get out. I assume there's a.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that at this point, you're about here? Do you just keep going, or do you turn around and see
No,
if
I'll
anybody's
keep
following?
going. I'm getting out of here.
If you get out, though, how are you supposed to control where you're going?
Huh? I will learn in open space. Where I'm
How
not
long
gonna
does
bounce
flight
it.
last
10
for?
minutes.
Well, okay, and it's still going on then, unless you cancel it. I
Right.
imagine.
Unless I can see.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you get out here and you're out in the open.
Upward.
You go up,
I got
just straight up.
Well, no. I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna try to go back to the other side of the building because I know at least that my friends were towards that end.
So you're gonna. So this is only one story.
Okay.
So you're just gonna go up and go over this direction.
Uh huh.
Okay, you are like tumbling a little bit,
Okay.
and you're starting to get it. It's kind of like when we were doing our skydiving.
Okay.
You're starting to get a little bit of it, and
This is a lot more work than
and
I thought it
you
would be.
and all of a sudden you get above them. Not quite above them. I'd say you're about right here above.
Yep.
And Fluter Flynn looks up and he can kind of make something out, and he's like, "What the hell is that?" And you're gaining more consciousness, and you hear him say that. What the hell is that? And Theon's concentrating. Is like, "What do you mean?" Because he's still attending to your wounds. It's like there's something floating. Oh shit! Kill it!
I'm getting closer.
You're getting closer.
Yeah.
I'd say you get to close to above them,
Uh-huh.
and you see Fluterflan's got a dagger drawn. How high above them are you?
I wouldn't be too far above the building, maybe 10, 20 feet above the building.
He's God. It freaking looks like. What is your character's name?
Omnis.
Omnis.
Freaking looks like Omnis. Is that you, Omnis? And you could see Fluter saying that, and he's got a dagger drawn.
Yeah, it's me.
What are you doing?
I'm flying, trying to at least.
Get down here. We need your help.
Okay, I'm gonna land. I need your help. Look at my feet.
What did you do to yourself?
I missed aim. It was hard to aim.
I would say. Where are those creatures at?
Where
Do we
are
need to go
those-
in there and help them?
Where are those creatures? I thought I was gonna die.
I'm in the
They
hallway.
just grabbed me.
You guys,
Yeah.
the door's still shut behind you. I've just got them creaked because that's what it looks like, I guess.
Yeah.
So Fluter goes, let me go see if they need some help, and he kind of wanders off and goes through the door.
Thean, once you're done with
Thean's helping heal her, and he recovers about 8 hit points for you. So recover 8 hit points. He gets up and he comes to you and he goes, what did you do to your legs?
it's called poison gas.
Oh my gosh.
Acid spray.
It's poison spray. Sorry.
Poison spray. Poison spray or acid spray?
Poison
They're
spray.
two different ones.
Nope, it's poison spray. It's not acid spray.
Okay.
It's a cantrip.
So,
It's not even a level 1 spray.
Fluter or Thean goes to you. You're probably going to need some new clothes, and I can help with that. But I can ease the pain you have throbbing on your legs, and you can
Yes.
feel the bleed. There's blood mixed in with it as it's kind of on your shins and stuff. And he goes and he kind of holds his hands out, and he's like, "You guys got to stop hurting yourselves because I'm going to run out of heals." Luckily, I don't have to worry about fighting, so it's kind of a small cantrip that I can use to help heal you. And you can feel your wounds start to. You gain back all 3 of your hit points. You didn't quite gain back all of yours. You
Yeah.
only gained back 8. And you're feeling better. You're not so woozy. You do have like a slight headache from the whole ordeal. You have you have a headache. Obvious. So in there, Allegium kind of is moving kind of the cape around a little bit, and as he gets a little bit closer, so I imagine you're kind of with Allegium,
I'm just
examining the
checking it
body.
out, yeah, because this is
Does anybody? You don't go towards the store or anything like that right now.
not at the moment. I was actually
Yeah, because you're by yourself.
yeah.
Okay. So as he's moving stuff around, Allegium touches the body a little bit, and the body disintegrates into dust. And all that's left is the cape.
Cape and dust.
Couple, like, there's some boots, and there's a little bit of
Some
clothing, but the
clothes.
main thing is the cape. And the cape looks pristinely clean. And it's red, gold, like blood red on the inside, almost like perfectly like a ruby, glowy blood red on the inside of it, and the outside of it's like black.
Cool.
It's a really beautiful cape.
I want to keep it.
Okay,
I want it.
I want it.
so he kind of
There's 4 more in there. Let's go get them.
Are you okay?
yeah.
I'm a little headache, but other than that,
Your clothes have got blood on them still, blood
I'm
stains.
feeling
and stuff.
okay.
So that was blood magic, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. I've never encountered blood magic before.
Well, Allegium, have you seen this kind of cape before? So you
This
said your
cape-
brother has.
This
done
cape
blood
is magical. I can sense something with it. Something with it going on. I'm not exactly sure what is happening with this cape, but there's something with it. We need to probably take a look at this some more. I'm wondering if we have any ways of detecting magic or something. So
I mean,
we
technically we
detect
have.
magic. We just can't, like, maybe can't tell if there's an activation board, what the activation board is.
yes.
But we can detect what type of magic it is.
So Allegium kind of dusts off everything, grabs the cape, kind of looks at it, and kind of folds it up into like a, like when you fold up your clothes into like a thing. And
You should wear it.
He grabs Fluter Flan, or he tells Fluter Flan, and they come out the door, out here.
Do you follow?
So this guy is disintegrated into dust.
I call for Kieran back.
Okay, Kieran appears to your side. I imagine you follow, or no? You need to decide.
Honestly, I kind of want to go into the room and get.
By yourself, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they were terrified. After I
Yes,
electrocuted
they were, but look
blew
what they
up.
did when they were successful.
I know.
So you're gambling, and there's 4 of them. Uh-huh.
Well,
Oh, remember that thing that you do where you go zip zap zap zap? Where you can
Zip, zap, zip, zap.
like almost like the
yeah.
teleport attack thing.
Um,
And with your new ability where you get to double your attacks, that's like if it was 4 zap, it was like 8 zaps.
Zippity zap zap zap.
You could probably go in that room and like just off everybody.
yeah. Yeah, this. Oh, wait, I think I have 2 that do that, actually. If I look at it. Where is it?
Okay.
No, it's just 1. But yeah, I do have one that is like that, and it is Steel Wind Strike. It's my highest spell. But I do have that. I kind of... Because I didn't use any of the 5-level spells in any of the last fights. I didn't use any of my high stuff. Because I didn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I feel confident.
Really? You're gonna...
I'm gonna go.
I'm not trying to talk you into going in there by yourself.
No, I wanted to anyway. I was gonna actually chase after them, but then, I wanted to kind of see what was up with the body. And then you disappeared. I'm just gonna yell down the hall, "Hey, I'm gonna go check out the room. Anyone want to come with?" And then...
Would you like that for my route?
So you
Sure.
yell that down the hall? Thank you.
like, towards the door then.
I like it for my route.
So did you guys hear what he's yelling?
What? Oh, yeah. Are you yelling for help, or what are you yelling? Are you just or are you?
No,
actually
I'm yelling. I
specifically?
was yelling out to the door, and I'll say it quietly so that way you guys can't really hear it.
So they can't hear it?
Well, it makes sense, right? It's
Wait,
then why would you yell it?
So are you yelling,
yelling
or
it.
are you saying things quietly?
Yeah, because I gotta know.
No, I'm yelling it, but it obviously is muffled through a door, right?
So you're whisper yelling.
No.
You're like, hey, guys.
No.
No?
No, I'm literally gonna start yelling and just being,
What are you yelling?
"Hey, I'm gonna go check out the room and see what's going on with those 4. If anyone wants to come, they can join me." I'm going. So
You guys decide what you want to do. You hear him yell that. He's going to go check out the door. They're going to go check out the room where those 4 went.
Okay.
No. Go ahead, I'll be behind you.
All right. I'm. Let me get back to my feet, and I'll be right behind you.
Way behind you, but I'll be behind you.
That's what you say.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the door, and you notice something familiar.
I'm gonna push you forward in front of me.
is this one
Like I'm
melted
hiding
too?
behind you while we go in. You going in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, he's like a little kid.
Yeah.
So you get to the door, and you
It's
look
melted.
at the door, and the handle
Melted.
is melted and still glowing red.
Bunch of pussies. That's what I say.
Okay,
These guys are cowards.
that's what you say.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hear some noise back behind the door. You can hear something. You can hear something.
Whoa.
Do you need to lock the door?
Could be the wind.
That's pretty cool.
I wonder if the mic will pick it up.
That was pretty cool noise. I like that one.
That's what you hear. Behind the door, you can hear that.
Guys, there's some weird, like, bubbly challenging
It reminds
stuff
me of like
going
a
on.
creature on Star Wars.
Okay, so you hear that behind the door. And you roll a d20.
16.
Okay.
Or 91 if you want to look at it.
Okay.
I'll eat these guys, man.
Okay. So you hear that going on behind the door. And all of a sudden around you, you start to see that blood start to curdle. They don't even see. They can just hear you at the door.
So they're just kind of
They're casting.
right at
They're
the door.
casting it to everything in front of that door, and you see the blood start to pop around you, and then you look at your skin and you start to feel it. They're doing
Shit.
this. They're doing the same thing to you that they did to her. And you start to feel that feeling of like sweating when you're like after you've exercised, and you start to get out of the way a little bit. But it catches you. It still gets you, and you start to feel blood pop up off on your skin, as it's affecting you, and you take 6 points of damage. It doesn't hit you entirely. You did dodge out of the way, and you feel tingling and a sharp headache as it's hit parts of your body, not entirely. It had like an area effect is what it was. And there's blood like almost like blood tears and stuff coming down, kind of like, but she felt the blunt of good blunt of it, and you feel it down. You see your armor starts to stain a little bit with blood as it's, and you don't quite fall to your knees, but oh fudge, that hurt.
wow. Guys, these guys aren't playing around.
So you kind of jump
just
back
get
on
out of
that
here.
to dodge some of it. That's how you dodge some of it.
Yeah.
But you don't take
jump
it
and roll.
entirely. When they did it before, if you don't recall, when they cast it and you dodged it and she took it, the three of them were all chanting together. That's what you can hear them doing in there. They're chanting together.
That's true. That's true.
They're
With
chanting
4 of
together,
them.
so the four of them are more powerful when they're grouped. And you could hear them all in there chanting.
Guys, we can't really go near the door.
So you guys are about
Yeah.
to hear at this point, and you see that he's taken some damage and he's bleeding. And these guys have come up the hallway. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna
I
tell
try
him
to
eat.
back up, and then I'm back into
Fluter flying.
Fluter flying.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. We should head out that way.
Well, it's worth trying.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Give them a goodbye gift.
Like what?
What is this goodbye gift?
Like, I don't know, let's shoot a fireball or something at
Okay.
or something. Burn them alive or something.
She gonna burn the hotel down or the inn down? Start it on fire? That's
Everybody else here is dead.
terrible. The poor innkeeper. The poor owner of this establishment.
Okay. I'll cast Fireball.
Okay.
Not everyone has to be safe.
You're okay.
Well, get out of there.
Okay, so I imagine you back off. Do you guys all back down the hall and tell her to kind of cast Fireball
Yeah.
and kind of make your way out the door?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, blow that door down.
Theoden looks at you and goes, "What the hell happened to you?"
Made mistakes.
So are you going to be with her still, or is she in there by herself again?
No, I'm going to be right behind her.
Okay. Allegium's going to stay kind of with you guys as well.
Okay. 17.
Okay. You cast Fireball, and it strikes. Where are you casting it? Tell me where you're casting it.
Right at the door.
Right at the door. You cast Fireball
Say,
right at the door,
Hiya!
basically, and it strikes the door and blows the door to pieces. And the room engulfs in flames. Engulfs in flames. Fireball happens, and then all of a sudden you hear screaming in there. You can hear them screaming and curdling. Yeah, you can hear them screaming and stuff happening in there. And the building starts to catch on fire and flames. I imagine you guys back out.
Uh-huh.
That's what
Okay.
you get for casting a stupid
see,
blood magic
You see
spell on me.
Allegium walks over to the edge to see, and you can see smoke pillowing and fire pillaring out of the room. And then all of a sudden you see coming down the hall a plume of blood, that blood gaseous
Mm-hmm.
thing flying down the hall. Then you see another one. Then you see another one.
Let's
and you
follow
see
it.
all four of them. And they fly
Let's see
out
where
and they
it's
fly
going.
up in the air and they fly up for a ways, and then it's hard to make it out because it's nighttime. But you see them
Which
as they
direction?
fly up in the air. They begin to fly out more towards the center of the desert. And you see Allegium walks back and says, "I think they're dead. We need to put this fire out. It's not right of us to burn this establishment down."
Then we can get capes.
I don't have anything.
There's gonna be 5 capes,
I
and
don't
how
have
many of
anything
us
that
are
could
there?
put this fire
6?
down with.
6 and Fluter.
He looks at you and says, "Let's put this out."
Okay.
Allegium does.
"Yeah, I agree. Let's put it out."
Don't you have like a spray?
Frost spray, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Totally forgot. I'm going to use that. We all got magical items, remember?
A water thing.
Yeah, I got the water thing.
The geyser thing.
The
guys have
geyser.
stuff.
I'm going to turn it on geyser.
So you're gonna pull that out of your inventory.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So what are you gonna do? I think you have one too, honestly.
I have just the cloak with the item.
And I think.
Things.
Oh, I'm the decanter of endless water. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think you have a decanter of endless water. See if you've got that.
I think he.
No, I was the
has-
one. I'm
he-
the one.
Let's
that-
see,
You're
two
the one that-
daggers,
I'm the one that-
And
lantern,
he grabbed all the
lantern
water
light,
stuff.
steel mirror, 10
So
foot
you grab
pole,
it and you start putting the
hemp
water out.
rope. Nope, nothing that contains water.
Yeah, the
In my
decanter of
cloak.
endless
Okay, so are
water.
you gonna cast like a frost thing or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it
Go ahead and roll,
We have
roll to cast
items.
it.
Yeah, we have a.
It's a cantrip.
I mean,
I believe
I
so.
didn't have anything to
Yeah,
me, but that's
let's
okay.
see. Oh, I was thinking frost spray was a cantrip, but ray of frost, yeah.
Okay.
I still eventually want to go back and try to get those weapons. One day.
Yeah.
18.
In that cave.
Okay, so I imagine
Townward.
there's
Oh.
smoke coming down. You come down here, right? And you
Yeah.
start putting it out. You come down here as well, and you start putting it out. You guys end up getting it put out, especially since yours is endless, and you just go to town.
Yeah.
You get it put out.
I want to start looting and see what's going on.
At that time, guys, you've noticed that there are several people that are kind of started to look around and look out. There's I'm gonna draw. The girls are in red and the men are in blue. You've kind of started to draw a crowd because there's a little bit of a fire, and there's a couple guys standing here that have come around. They just look like villagers.
Not like cloaked people.
No, they're just like villager looking. They don't have any cloak stuff on. And you get it all out, and imagine, are you going to go in the room or anything like that?
I would like to follow in.
We should investigate and make sure there's no other creatures of this type around, body or otherwise.
Okay. So the figures you see, you can't really make out them, but you can kind of tell they're not like hooded or cloaked or anything like that. They look like they're just dressed in like regular clothes, but you can't make out their faces and stuff like that.
And they all look alike. No. What?
We don't know. We can't tell.
We will.
So you guys are going to look around. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Make sure. Can you stay close to me?
So you go in and you see burnt bodies.
What, are you scared?
And
Are you a scared
see
little boy?
You
Four
would be
cloaks.
too if you got grabbed and
yeah, if you got held.
yeah.
You can see what looks like disfigured, what were disfigured bodies that have been burnt up and mummified again. And then you see 4 more cloaks.
Oh, they're magical cloaks.
Let's
of the
grab
And they're
the
identical.
cloaks.
They're immune to fire burns. Yes, magical items are indestructible.
And they are not, they're not burnt. They didn't take any burn at all.
Cool. They're
So you have-
impervious to fire.
Yeah, so you have 4 more clocks.
Okay.
Which is, there's how many of you? 4.
There's
6 of you.
So
So you have
but
5.
Fluter doesn't need it.
You have 5 cloaks.
Yes.
They,
we'll grab them all.
Okay, you grab them all. You'll notice nothing else special in the room.
Okay.
Theon ends up walking towards these guys to kind of talk to them and tell them we apologize about our intrusion. We didn't mean to cause a fire. And they don't really. You're
Always the big
here.
pally.
You can hear them. They don't really say very much. And then Theoden comes back to you and he kind of walks back to you and he looks at you and he goes, "This town is filled with identical twins or something. They all look the same."
That's what I was seeing with the blood cultist guys. They looked all the same.
What?
All of them.
Come and tell me if they look like these people. I'm concerned. Are these the same people?
I want to
Okay.
see what their
I'm
if
wondering
their auras
if
are all
they're
identical.
cloned.
So you walk over and you look at them and you see they don't look the same.
But they all look the same.
All the men are identical. Their faces are all identical.
How many of them are there? One,
There's
two,
3 of them. You notice all 3 of them.
triplets?
Yeah.
Are we still?
I don't know. I just ask them.
You guys have collected. Yeah, you're collecting that stuff.
Okay. That room, does it still have 5
You guys
bloody?
trick-
Are you gonna go look? Okay, you go in here and you look, and the fire didn't quite get into this room, so you're gonna come in here and look.
Mhm.
There are 5 bodies in here, and you look at all 5 of the bodies, and they look like townsfolk, regular townsfolk, and all 5 of the bodies look identical. You don't know about the villagers yet,
Right.
so but these 5 bodies look identical.
This is weird. Like clones.
the
or
entire
something.
town's
This is-
probably
This is not.
created.
It's not weird. Weird. I've seen a lot of this growing up.
What,
but-
cloning?
Yeah. Where I'm from, it is a common practice by the royal family to extend their immortality.
Okay.
They make clones, bodies, and then they can transfer their essence.
So
into
these
the body.
bodies, when you were looking at these bodies, they were not. There's blood all over the ground, but they're not mummified. They're just bloody.
Okay. I'm trying to.
Like bloody in a
Figure.
usual way, or I don't know.
Like
I know they're
bloody
not-
as in there's blood all over the ground, and they've lost a lot of blood, but not where they've been completely drained of blood, and the smoke thing has gone out of the room.
Alright.
That difference.
Yeah,
There's the difference
yeah.
in the
So
two.
these look like they were killed.
Killed, and there's
Not.
yes, and their blood was maybe taken. Some of their blood was taken, but it's all over
Used
the
to
ground.
create the cloaked ones.
Oh.
But why are all the? It seems like all the villagers are the
But we don't
same.
know yet. We haven't
You
done
guys don't know.
that. Seems these bodies are identical. We need to let your teacher know this.
Okay, Master.
He's out there.
Allegium.
Are you gonna run out there with them?
Yeah, I'm gonna
So-
go out there.
so
and say,
Allegium-
you need to
Allegium-
come take a look at
Allegium
this.
starts wandering over here, and he looks at them, and
You see
and
this
you
too,
see
Allegium,
you see
right?
his eyes just go.
Allegium, I'm
I'm
gonna whisper- I'm gonna-
what's
So
up?
you've come out here. Are you in the with her?
Oh, I'm not staying by myself.
I'm gonna whisper to him real quick. I think that the town is being made. Because they look the same, don't you agree?
They're
So
five,
you whisper this to Allegium,
Yeah.
and Allegium says, "There's no doubt about this.
Legion. There are 5 bodies in there that are identical.
They're identical."
Yeah.
You say that, and he looks at you, and he says,
Do they look like this?
and you look at the body, the villagers, and you can see them. There, you guys have torches and stuff that are lit up, and they're the same.
How can this be?
There is a
Octuplets?
female. There is a female that she does not look identical to the men,
Octuplets?
and she looks different.
No, I mean, how could this be this far away from home that this is being practiced?
This makes me wonder what's happening in this village. How do you know about this? Allegium looks at you and asks you.
But where I'm from, this is a common practice. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do, but it's a common practice by the high elves of that I serve.
Were you a result of this common practice?
I take the 5th. I'm different, but similar.
Different but same.
I
Different but different.
Oh dear.
I was
It makes me wonder if there's the reason they're after you now. It's becoming more and more clear.
I was made, yes, but I
So
was,
Allegium begins to walk up to the villagers, and you can see him kind of starting to look at them, and each one of them has a little bit of a disfigurement on each one of them. They're not perfect,
Yeah, so they're like imperfect clones.
yes, but the disfigurement's a little bit different on each person. Like they're trying to perfect it.
if they perfect this, then whoever's doing this can achieve immortality.
Whoever's
Through this
achieved, you see Theon look at you and says, "Whoever achieves this will achieve world domination." This has to stop. This has to.
This
end.
this could very well be the work of your brother, Allegium.
I think it is directly the work of my brother. He practiced in very similar things.
Well, you need to find out where the temple is, because that is very well the source.
you notice that the villagers just aren't really talking. They don't. They're not aren't really talking. They haven't spoke. They just are really.
Maybe
like,
the town folks can fill us in on some of our questions.
I'm gonna talk. I'm
the
gonna go over and
other
talk to
villagers get together and they start to walk off. So they start to wander off. They start to leave. Oh, go ahead. You can say. Are you going to stop one of them?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna stop the female.
Okay, you're going to stop the female and talk
Yeah,
to
Uh-huh.
miss.
So do you run? Do you like
Yeah.
hey, or do you just hey, lady?
Excuse me.
I run. I
Excuse
go
me,
towards her
excuse
and
The other men kind of start to
Miss,
step
miss.
in front.
Mister.
You see them start mumbling in another language to each other.
We have. We need your help.
You see
Like
them they look scared.
they fear
like
us.
they're scared.
Don't be scared. We mean you no harm.
the lady you can see she's shaking, and she starts to almost like scream a little bit.
Don't be afraid. I'm not gonna hurt
They
you.
don't understand. The villagers start to.
I can comprehend
What kind
languages.
of aura are they putting off?
They give off a human aura.
Human aura, but like an evil
human aura.
or a good or neutral. Neutral. Okay.
Let's see. think it's a level 1.
I will remove my mask.
You see, just then as you guys are talking,
Yeah, comprehend languages.
this isn't what he looks like, but the bird just could use this as an example. The innkeeper that you guys talked to originally kind of walks around the corner and says, "Hey, they don't understand you. They don't get it.
But you do?
I do." And you look at him and he doesn't look like them.
What does he look
So
like?
what
He
is
looks just like a different man. He's a man.
Okay.
He looks just like a different man. They don't understand you. You're scaring them.
so what are they? Are they clones?
I don't fully understand it, and I've learned not to ask questions.
They were made.
Where? Okay. Can you answer
To
this?
the best
Do you
that I know, I
How are you
guess
still alive?
they keep to themselves. They don't bother me. I've only been here a short period of time to run the inn.
So are they part of the cult, or
A cult.
of the?
The follower of the god of the blood god.
Because we
A
heard of
cult?
that. There's a temple nearby,
I have
Near
heard
the-
word of this temple,
near the
but
desert.
I don't. But I try to keep to myself. It's best in this town, and most everybody does keep to themselves.
We are looking for Dane of Spike.
You are looking for the Dane?
Yes.
I do know of the Dane. The Dane lives in a temple out in the desert. I don't know much more. I've heard of some bad things he does, but he's part of a blood cult, is what you're saying? And you're saying these guys are they are very similar, I will admit.
They're not similar. They're pretty much the same.
I've learned in my experiences in this town to keep my mouth shut and to stay to myself.
You must be lonely then.
I'm hoping that I'm only here for a short more period of time.
Okay. Well, we're sorry about your inn. We were being attacked, and we had no choice but to take.
Yeah,
take
what
it.
happened? Did somebody try to cook something and lost control of the cooking? I've noticed that some of my doors are broken. What happened?
No, they were trying to grab me and attack me, and then my companions stopped them. But in doing so, part of your building was damaged.
Well, luckily I only work here. I don't own the place.
Oh, okay.
But
But who do you answer to then? Who's your employer?
my employer just makes sure that every day or every week a box is filled with some coin. I actually do not know who my employer is.
Hmm.
What kind? Can I see the coins you're paid with?
Why are you asking so many questions?
Well, because
There's something definitely going on in this town.
this town is not normal, and I'm sure you know this.
Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
I basically fulfilled there was a demand. I don't know, what do you call it? Like a flyer, or not a flyer because they don't have a flyer. What do you-
Advertisement.
Like almost like an advertisement. They don't call it that in the olden days. What would they call that? A posting. I'm fulfilling a posting
Uh-huh.
where I was told I would make good money to come to this town. And I came here about 2 or 3 months ago, and all I had to do was rent rooms to anybody who asked. And that's all I've done. Anyone who wanted a room, I gave them a room. The flyer said to ask no questions, that I would be paid well, and I have been. And I plan on, after another 6 months, going home and retiring with my wife and children. So I just keep to myself as the flyer has asked, and every week there is a box in my room that
Full of coin?
is filled with coin. And it's enough for me in 6 months to never have to work again.
Which regional coin is it, or denomination of coin?
It is
What's the stamp on the coin?
It is a stamp that is foreign to me, but I've been able to verify that it is a pure gold, so that I can actually
Maybe see one of these coins. Do you have any of your in your pocket?
We just want to see it. Of course, we're not taking it or anything. We just want to see what the marking is on it.
Well, I don't have any on me. I don't keep that on me. I'll have to go to my room.
Okay.
I would.
We will help you repair.
How will I repair what's going on, or how will I be able to answer to the damages that happened to my end?
We will take care of the damages.
Okay.
We are fluent in the art of magic.
I will tell you something.
Okay.
If you promise to keep it to yourself, because I am told to keep things to myself and just to rent the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of strange people come through here. A lot of cloaked figures. Cloaked with black cloaks. Red. Blood
Like
red.
these, and I pull out one of the cloaks.
Yes, are you a part of that? I didn't
No,
realize
we
you were
destroyed
You don't
several
look like
of
the
them.
similar
We had-
people. You look very different than them.
We had to.
You look
end-
more like normal people. These people always look the same, with very few words, very few things to say.
And these are the
And I just
leftover
rent them a
belongings
room.
of the people.
Oh, you killed them. Oh my. Well,
Well, we defended ourselves.
at least I can say that I had nothing to do with it. I hope that no answers are going to come to me. I'm concerned for my well-being now a little.
I would too if I were you. But there's really not much you can do.
Again, I wish I had more to tell you. The flyer said to keep to myself and just rent a room to whoever asks for it. Do not ask any questions.
Well,
So I just keep to myself and I man the inn.
the thing is, if you don't help us, you're going to go in 6 months retire to a world in destruction.
Why do you say that?
Because that's where the world is heading.
I
Can-
have noticed it's been dark a lot lately, but why would it be heading in that direction?
Well, for one, all the crops are dying. How are you going to feed yourself
I
or your
don't.
family?
I don't ever have crops in the desert here. We just have.
They have to come from somewhere.
We have
Farmland.
a wagon that comes filled with supplies every week, and I just stock the inn.
Right, but they're going to stop soon when all the crops.
What makes you say
die.
this?
Because crops can't grow when there's no sunlight.
Oh dear,
And then-
I never was a farmer. That was my brother.
And then crops, we don't have anything to feed the horses and the cows, the cattle, and next thing you know, all would die.
Yeah, all life is going to
I wondered.
perish.
I always wondered, but I was never sure. Well, come, let me show you to my room, and I will show you what one of the coins looks like.
Thank you. By the way, do you have the spell that could restore items? It's not a high, difficult spell, but I don't happen to have it.
Restore items. What are you trying to restore?
Huh?
Repair walls and stuff.
Yeah.
No. I
Okay,
don't
so
think
who's
so.
gonna walk back with him? He walks in here.
Well, let's all go.
Allegium decides he's gonna walk with him,
Yeah,
and Thean
yeah.
decides he's going to.
Yes,
I can't make the decisions where you guys are walking. You tell
I am
me.
walking.
with him.
Yes, we are walking with them.
Okay, so you guys, are you staying out there? Or are you walking with him?
I'll
I might as well
I mean,
check it
he's
out.
going
I'll
to show
kinda
us.
stay.
So
the
he
point,
takes
so-
you back to this room. He walks you through here.
Okay.
On his way back, he sees this door is open and sees bodies in there.
They were here before we got here.
Yes. Unfortunately, I wish I could say this was the first time I've seen something like this.
Are they gonna? Is anything gonna happen? Are these gonna like just randomly pop up and start walking around, or should I be concerned of that?
Not seen that, but I have seen villagers again drained of their blood in rooms where I've had to clean up, and again I've been told to ask no questions.
We should dispose.
I pray that soon enough I can make it through these 6 months with enough money to go and never be a part of this nightmare again.
The whole world is turning into a nightmare. No amount of money is going to buy your retirement when the whole world is
So he
turning
hands
into-
you a coin, and it's a pure gold coin. So, and you can see he opens up goes under his bed, and he's got a bag, and it's got a lot of them in it. So he's making money. They're paying him well to keep his mouth shut. And on the coin is not what a normal coin looks like. It's a picture of a snake with its mouth open. And the symbol of an S.
Let's take a picture of this. So we have record.
He says, I know this coin isn't the typical coin that we use in my hometown, but I can tell that it is pure gold. It is something that I have taught myself is a little bit of metallurgy, and this is pure gold. And it is worth a good amount of money. It's worth at least a couple gold in my time. It's a bigger
Pure
coin.
gold is very rare.
Yes. So this is very worth its money.
And that symbol, do we all get a chance to roll to see if we might recognize it, or is this just something too far out there?
You guys aren't going to recognize it.
The Legion might.
A legion?
Allegium looks. He grabs the coin and kind of looks at it a little bit and goes, I don't recognize this.
We've all traveled quite a bit, and none of us have come across this symbol.
You guys don't do a lot of looting.
Damn you! 20 years and you don't loot? Come on! I'm gonna take a rubbing of this.
Okay, you can take a rubbing of it.
Okay.
You're fine. We take a rubbing of it.
Okay.
So you said you would help me clean up the inn. I would greatly appreciate that. So I don't have to answer to what happened today. I imagine people will be snooping around trying to figure out what happened. But trying not to answer for as much as possible would be great. Are you writing down? You have a rubbing of a coin. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, start helping to clean up the room I burned.
Okay.
I'll just grab a bucket and a mop and start cleaning.
Okay. You guys, I imagine, are you guys over here helping her, or
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Thean is over
go
here
try to
helping.
Do you have a
help clean.
Fluter is
pit
helping.
somewhere out back, or
Allegium is helping. We do have a barn over here. Not a barn, but a building over here that I've got supplies and stuff in it, and it's got a yard off to its side that does have a fire pit. Is that something you're looking for?
I'm gonna burn the 5 bodies. So
Okay, so
quite suitable for it.
he kind of walks you over to the yard. He doesn't walk you through the barn. He just walks you to the yard, and you throw stuff in the fire.
Hey, buddy, can you help me? I'm small and I'm weak, and these are 5 bodies.
Yeah, I'll help pick up
So-
this body.
And I'll hose you off afterwards. They are bloody, but
Yeah. Well,
So you guys
Okay.
come over here, and I imagine you pick up all the bodies, or you pick them up a little bit at a time, and you walk them over
Yep.
to the yard.
Yep.
So you guys realize it's still night.
mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
You haven't got a lot of sleep, and you're starting to feel the effects of exhaustion. So I'm gonna take penalties on you, unless you guys start getting some sleep a little bit.
Can we
I know I make it difficult, but
Can
I'm
we get
just saying.
some chow before we sleep?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So, you guys get that cleaned up and stuff. You notice every once in a while you see one of those identical looking individuals. They do not look like these guys,
Mhm.
But the villagers again walking out there, and you see another woman walk by who's wearing different clothing, but she's identical to the other woman. And you guys see that as you've been walking back and forth. You can see that.
Okay.
Okay, you get it all cleaned up. I'll give you a period of time.
If you're, I'm talking to a Legion real quick. If you think this is the doing of your brother, he's making a man and a woman. He has plans not just for himself, but for somebody else as well. Who could it be?
What? Huh.
I mean, it makes sense that he wants immortality, but he's not doing immortality alone. He's got someone in mind. A female companion.
What?
I'm not saying anything.
Your laugh kind of gives it away. That we're on.
I just know how Eric.
You are onto something, but I think you guys are thinking the wrong thing. But it's fun to laugh with you. Okay, so you guys get it cleaned up. You see villagers walking around every once in a while. They don't say anything. They kind of are more or less very quiet and try to be to themselves. But you can see they are very much almost not stare you down, but like as they walk by, they're like looking at you, like what is going on in our town.
Why don't we get some food in us and then rest?
So you go into the room, or you go into the inn, and the innkeeper goes, "I'll go. I've got
a
some
very long day.
Yeah, I've got some soup on the pot. Let me get that. Let me get some of that prepared." So he goes into the back, and he's in the kitchen getting it. Obviously, this isn't perfectly to scale, guys.
Yeah.
It's hard to draw it perfectly to scale.
Oh,
These are tables, and you guys can sit on around the table.
Yes.
And these rooms are a lot bigger because you all fit in it. So your characters are just really big.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are sitting around the table. He brings out some bread. He gets you some bread, and then he goes back in the room. And just at that moment that he goes back in the other room, you guys are at a table in here. 4 cloaked figures that look identical to the ones you guys just fought with their blood capes walk into the door. They kind of eyeball you a little bit, whisper something amongst themselves,
Surprise attack!
and start to walk towards the counter over here.
Lightning bolt.
Is that what you're going to do? You're
Yes.
just going to immediately attack?
Well, they look identical.
Yes,
They're
they do.
wearing the blood coat.
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'm attacking. So with lightning bolt,
They've looked at you. You can see them look at you, and they mumbled amongst themselves, and then they walked to the counter. They didn't.
They haven't.
They haven't
advanced.
advanced on you or anything.
right.
You know what they're probably here trying to do.
And I'm not giving them a chance to do any of
Okay.
etc. etc. With lightning bolt, it's
So you're immediately casting lightning bolt on them.
yes,
Okay.
it is
A cone in a
it's-
direction, and they're right next to each other. They are.
No, it's not a cone. It's 100-foot straight.
Like not a
path.
cone, a path.
A
Yeah.
path, yeah.
Mhm.
And actually, it's instead of me rolling to hit, it's them rolling to dodge, which is just 16.
I still want to roll if you're successful in casting
Okay.
your spell, though.
6 plus 5 is 11. Not successful.
Okay. So you're going to cast lightning bolt on them,
Mm-hmm.
and it. You just cleaned up the joint. Hilarious.
You brought them in. I'm traumatized by the event. 3 of them grabbed me.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you strike them with lightning bolt. Roll for damage.
It's 8d6. I'll roll 4 twice. 19 points to each target. Plus 5. 19 plus 5. 24.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to hit all of them. Probably won't, because lightning bolt is not a wide thing.
So lightning bolt strikes the first one, arcs, hits the next one, arcs and hits the next one, and then small pieces of the bolt strike out and miss the fourth one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna.
The 3, let me finish. The 3 of them immediately get blown back. They fall to the ground and they start to scream. Screaming in their thing.
Yeah.
This one falls to the ground, gets up and runs out the door. Immediately, fast. Gets up and moves out really quick. These 3 fall to the ground and you see them start to
Gaseous form?
Disintegrate.
they start to disintegrate immediately. And before that happens, Allegium runs up to him and leans over, and he looks at him, and they start to disintegrate. And you can see he's trying to do something to hold it back, Allegium is, and he's not fast enough.
Trying to hold the blood so that he can take a sample.
He's trying to get stuff, yeah. And all 3 of the clouds fade off and go flying out the door. And then they start to turn into ash right before him, and Allegium goes, "Shit!" He says they're all identical again. They all look the same again. They all are the same.
I know.
They have different disfigurements, but he still hasn't perfected it. Something's going on. I think he's trying. My brother's... whoever this is trying to
I think the
duplicate
blood
it.
is the key
We need
to
to
getting us to the
Let's
temple.
capture the last one, or try to at least.
Okay?
And we can draw his blood.
Who's the fastest here? Brayden, why are you falling asleep?
He has fallen asleep. Brayden, wake up!
I'm gonna need something because
Did you stay up all night last night?
I had 8 hours of sleep.
You had more hours of sleep than
Yeah,
I
but
did.
8 hours of sleep from 6 p.m. last night till 2 a.m. doesn't mean you
No,
would be awake
it,
right
it
now.
was 3 to 11.
Oh, well then we should be okay right now.
Yeah, but I also forgot to take my pill today.
What?
Yeah.
Go get him a monster or something like that.
Yeah, I don't have a monster.
Do we need to take a break?
Yeah, I
Go
think
get
so.
him something. So we'll pause. We'll pause recording.
I need to look at what the AC is doing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot.
Coffee.